So I've been doing the podcast for like a couple episodes now, right? And my wife started watching them for some reason, and and she's like a fucking apparently like a fucking podcast connoisseur, right? And she came at me and was like, "You need to have an intro with you need to have an intro with music." And you need to do kind of like a preamble so that people know what you're going to talk about and all that stuff. So anyways, what'd you do with your first YouTube check?
Oh my God.
I figured, just fuck the preamble, dude. This ain't, people know what the fuck's going on. You're JFJ. You got a YouTube channel going on? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'll tell you exactly what I did.
Yeah, with your first YouTube check, what'd you do?
I put some really nice rims on my car. Really nice. And I regret it. I fucking regret it every single day. So
that is more of a dude bro response than I thought it was gonna be.
No, yeah. No, because like
I've only talked to you like twice. I don't know what kind of a person you are really.
Oh yeah, no. My thing is like, this is something I've been working for like 14 years.
Yeah.
And I finally got it.
What, the rims or the YouTube?
No, the YouTube.
Oh,
really,
okay.
Really proud of what I've got so far.
Yeah.
But I had a beautiful. I had a working Mazda 6.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first car, and there wasn't too much wrong with it. But my pops comes in one day and says, "Hey, I'm gonna give your car away. I'm gonna give it to our neighbors."
No,
I said, "Why?"
I'm not a car guy. I'm looking up what a Mazda 6 is. Okay.
Oh,
okay,
I'm not a car guy either. It's just that was my first car, and there was nothing wrong with it. But my father says, "We're gonna give your car away." I'm like, why? Well, our neighbors, the mother, she suffered from 2 aneurysms back to back, and she survived both of them. And so my father says, "We're just gonna give your car away to them as a gift, and I'm gonna give you my Lexus, the fucking badass Lexus that he never lets leave the garage. He's just gonna give it to me." And so my first YouTube check, I just spent that money on those rims. I've driven that car maybe 3 times. I've just never fucking driven that car.
Dude, what do you have, like a fucking rich ass family? What the fuck? My dad wouldn't give me a Lexus.
My dad would soon rather give me an ass whooping than give me that Lexus. And he gave me a fucking Lexus that I never drive. And I never drive it because it uses premium. I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I just bought rims. You think I got money for gas?
My first car that I actually ended up driving was a Honda Prelude. Do you remember those? Honda Prelude.
Honda Prelude. That sounds so familiar.
They're fucking pieces of shit, but it had it was a 1991 Honda Prelude, and it had the flip up headlights, you know?
Oh.
So I was like, dude, it's got flip ups. It's a sports car. And
it's ready to roll.
Yeah, it was ready to roll. And this thing it used to belong to this baseball player. He's a professional major league baseball player that lived next to my dad. And the second he signed a contract with a team, he just fucking let that thing sit in his front yard and went out and got a Mercedes. And then I came along like 3 years later, and this guy lives on the beach, right? So this thing is rusted to hell and back. And I was like, hey, how much you want for that car? Because, I'm like 15 and right. I'm learning how to drive and everything. And he's just like, just get it off my lawn. It's like, once we got it running, it was so fucking rusty. Abby could sit in the passenger seat and see the road underneath, like through the floorboards because they were rusted out. She could see the fucking road. You would have to watch out so your fucking shoes and shit didn't fall out onto the street. Yeah, it was not a safe car, but it had flip up headlights, so it was basically like a Lambo in my book.
See, that's looking on the bright side. That's a very, very strict bright side.
No, what's funny about it is that the headlights didn't even fucking raise up at the same time because like one of the motors was going bad, so it would be like it was like a Down syndrome car. Like one went up,
one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. One was a lot slower than the other one. Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm going down my list of goodies. All right. So Real fucking professional. So all right. So you stream on YouTube, right? The normal course of action is you have a YouTube channel and then you stream
Right.
on Twitch.
Yeah, that's usually
Yeah.
the equipment you're supposed to have.
And I would say the reasoning is because then you don't have all your you don't have both balls being grabbed by YouTube.
Right.
It's splitting up your eggs. Do you feel at all on edge or anything about streaming and uploading to YouTube? You know, it's like in one night it could all be gone.
It is definitely a fear
Yeah.
because I've seen some of the shit that YouTube's done recently and over the past couple years. And I feel I have some sort of monkey's paw going on with my channel. Like 14 years, you finally have what you wanted from the beginning,
Yeah.
but it's in the middle of all this bullshit.
Yeah.
So I would hate for something to go wrong and then I lose it all. And then I have to move to Twitch because I fucking hate Twitch.
Dude, I hate it, man.
I've said it over and over and over again. I said if I start streaming on Twitch constantly, just unsubscribe because I fucking hate that website. I hate it so bad. But I feel there's you can't go to Mixer. You just can't go to Mixer.
No. Yeah, that's why I started
Ninja signed that contract thing where he was like, "Oh, here's $100 million or something. I don't remember." And now you stream exclusively on Mixer. Well, on Twitch, he had like 45 or 60 or sometimes 80,000 people watching him.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a stream of him. So I went to Mixer to see what he was doing. 12,000. Like, that's a hit, man.
Yeah.
And maybe you take $100 million. I know I would in a heartbeat, but that's because I don't have $100 million. That dude was getting sponsors out the ass.
It's not 100 million. He's not getting 100 million. He got
whatever it was. I hope it was enough because he took a hit.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what it is, but I don't know if Twitch has banned him for life or what, and I don't know if their contract has like an
Twitch
end.
was so butthurt about him leaving. They took his check mark off and were recommending other channels.
They would let him come back though. They would let him come back
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
How much money that son of a bitch made him? It wasn't even a joke.
Yeah, they could act all mad, but they would fucking be on their hands and knees if he came crawling back. It would just be a big circle jerk. Like, who can suck off who the best? It's like, oh, I'm coming back. Sorry, it didn't work on Mixer. And they're like, oh, they're playing hard to get. Oh, well, I guess if you wanna, you know. Fucking, please, God, come back.
The beauty of YouTube streaming is that no one, or they're very broad and very relaxed, I guess. It's a double-edged sword. They're broad, but they're relaxed, so you can never truly pinpoint what you'll get in trouble for.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really apply to streaming because it's not a video.
Yeah.
Of some sort. Well, you can make it a video, but you have to set it as it. So it's nice to stream on YouTube because they've got a direct donation thing and a direct sub thing, and it goes to your whole channel, and you get all that at the end of the month, and it's really nice. But you have a lot more lenient base of what you can talk about and what you can do.
Yeah.
But then that goes back into being bad because I don't know if you've played Dead by Daylight, but it's just some little horror game that a lot of folks play. Folks love it on Twitch. Folks get actually really popular off that on Twitch. On YouTube, they don't care. They'll just demonetize it because there's blood.
Yeah.
But then, like, the next day, you're playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then it doesn't get demonetized because it's a fucking movie killer.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's running YouTube right now, but I think they're doing a terrible fucking job.
Dude, it's one part of me says like, yeah, that sucks, and I think they should do better. And then the other part of me is like, they're at the whim of the advertisers. I think advertisers have them by the balls, and they are demanding. They finally realized after that whole article came out where like they finally had an excuse to pull out, and that guy's like, hey, there's fucking a Coca-Cola ad on this white supremacist video. They realized that it wasn't that the Coca-Cola went down to the white supremacists and said, hey, can we put ads on your videos? It's targeted advertising. That's not how it works. They know that. The problem is that they realized, hey, if we all just pull out like a fucking union, then we can make demands from YouTube. How awesome is that? And so they did. And now YouTube's like, Jesus fucking Christ. They had to add in all that shit with the yellow check mark and
that stuff.
Yellow,
is hard. You would think the website would be about making money. They don't make any money if the videos they have don't make any either.
Yeah, it's
so what the fuck? Like, what's going through their head?
Well, they're trying to make it more kid friendly. Have you heard the whole COPPA regulation thing?
I have, and I heard that's not that's voluntary. That's voluntary. YouTube is doing that on their own. That's not a law, apparently.
I heard it's a law that you can't have targeted ads towards kids, right?
Right.
And so they ask you, they're like, hey, if are your videos for kids? And I, of course, don't want anything to happen to my channel. So I said, there ain't a fucking thing on this channel that's for kids, motherfucker. And so I checked that off as nothing I make is for kids. Yep. Thank you. And apparently this is the first time in the history of YouTube the opposite has happened. Apparently it has hurt the CPM of every child-friendly creator because they're no longer allowed to have targeted ads towards kids. And so like all those people that do toy unboxings and shit, they've seen their CPM tank, which still cracks me up because it's 8 times whatever mine is. I'm in the lowest ad bracket. I make shit for every view I get, but some of those people, man, they'll like open up like a Elmo toy or something like that.
Yeah,
they'll be making
Elmo.
Yeah, they'll be making like $14 CPM.
Jesus fuck.
I make like I think $1.8 or something.
That Subnautica video I made is the only one I have that's got over 1 million views, and I'm happy with it. But I think it's probably made maybe like $40.
Yeah, it's sometimes.
Do you ever speaking of that, you ever have folks message you, leave a comment, do something for you to play something specific that you've played in the past?
All the fucking time, dude.
That has happened to me so much. And it's not like, hey, Sam, go play the new Modern Warfare, dude. It's great. It's like, well, I haven't played that yet, so it's on the list of things to do.
Yeah.
But like, you played Mordhau. It's clear it's not your favorite game. It was my favorite for a while there, and then it went down the shitter. But like, folks,
by the way, I've been
Mordhau, and it happens to every fucking video I made.
It cracks me up because there's nobody fucking playing that game. And I made a video that got so much hate where I said Mordhau's not gonna last. It's not. I could smell it. It's not gonna last. I wanted to disagree with you. Really did. Yeah,
I was so mad.
Go look at the Steam charts for that pile of shit.
Yep.
There's nobody playing that game. So who's commenting on your videos? Like, hey, play some more Mordhau. There's like 4 people playing it now. And I want to make a video so bad of just like, I told you so. I fucking told you so.
But you know that just wouldn't be a good idea.
No, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it. I smell it. Yeah. Because you got the one thing I was like, dude, this game's going to be awesome. Just like Chivalry. One of the best games I've ever played in the beginning. When that game was fresh.
Yeah,
right out the butthole. When it was
great.
Just fresh, it was great. And then people learned how to do those dragging swings and shit and hit you from behind. And it's like, it's just lame. And then everybody was like, I said that about Mordhau. Everybody was like, oh, this was made by people that really liked Chivalry. And so they made Mordhau as a response to that. And they wanted to make sure that dragging and dead angle hits or whatever would never be a thing. And fucking, you wait. Guess what happened? 2 months after that game came out, all that shit is in Mordhau. and that game's fucking dead because you go to fight someone and they're swinging at your feet and fucking doing little 360s and shit, looking like they have cerebral palsy trying to sweep the floor. Like, what are you doing? Of course the game sucks. It sucks now. Nobody wants to play it. And then people,
dude,
yeah,
I tried
you get back
so
on there.
hard.
It's so lame now. So
I tried so hard to look against the light and go, this game is going to be great. It just requires a little bit of practice. And mind you, I was good for where I was. Like I could fight just about whoever. But you fight one dude with a giant stick and he's looking away from you as he's swinging and there's nothing you can do. It makes you want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
I couldn't, dude. I genuinely wanted to enjoy that game for every second it had, and I just couldn't, dude. I fucking got so mad.
Whenever it comes to stuff like that, I always sit there and think to myself, I like the game. The game's good. I don't like the community. That's what it is.
Yep.
I think in its the heart of hearts, the game's awesome. I think TF2, the game's awesome. Modern Warfare 2, game's awesome. I don't like the communities. They fucking suck. They ruined
the TF2 community is really bad.
Oh,
now I like TF2. I really do. I haven't played it in forever because I hate one certain class on there and it makes me not want to play the game. But if you've seen anything that the TF2 communities come together on, there was a guy, I think his name's oh Jesus, I can't remember his name. Something to do with a hat. He plays Fortnite now exclusively. That dude has been getting death threats by the TF2 Reddit because he doesn't play TF2 anymore.
Huh.
Like he could play what he wants. It's a video game, and that's where the money's at is Fortnite. It's a shame it's not fun.
Yeah,
like you can't make him play TF2, especially with that attitude.
You know, I thought TF2 had dropped off of the face of the planet. Go look at the Steam charts. That thing is still top 5. It is still the top 5 most played game. And I don't know who plays it.
It's just I can't play it anymore.
You know, Fortnite's another example. That's a great game that like I just don't like the community. I did a sponsored video on that game when it first released before it was big. And it was when they sat there and made it and it flopped. And then they're like, wait, hold on, let's just do a battle royale thing really quick. So they did that. And then they just poured millions upon millions into just paying content creators to make videos. Yeah. And so we all made videos and I made it. And I was like, hey, this game's actually fun. Cause that was during the height of PUBG. And I was like, this game's actually really fun. I love the building aspect because when the main frustrating thing in PUBG, as the circle closes in, sometimes you're just on the bad end of the circle. You know, they have more cover, and so you're fucked. But in that game, it's like you make your own cover. Well, then I was recording this throughout the week, and on like day 4, at the end of the game, I just saw this guy make a fucking tower. Like the most I had done was just make an incline that I could stand behind, you know, get a little bit higher ground. This guy made a fucking tower. And he was shooting me from the top of it. And I looked up at him and I said, that's fucking gay. and ever since then, you see videos of people just like they have a camera on their hand and they're just clicking away, building, like speed building. And I'm like, that shit's fucking lame. That is the lamest shit I have ever seen.
When I first played Fortnite, it was way back when it first came out. I was getting irked on by a pal of mine to play it. I said, all right. I already had Epic installed because of Paragon, which was so fucking good. And that's gone. But
what is Paragon? I've heard of that.
Have you ever played Smite or heard of Smite?
Yeah.
Paragon is another MOBA that uses third person and WASD.
Yeah.
And it was just really good. And
WASD.
Epic WASD, WASD. You don't use a QWERTY? Anyway. They got rid of Paragon to move all the devs over to Fortnite. And it made me really sad. But I was playing Fortnite and I didn't know you could build in the BR mode. I didn't know what mats were. I didn't know what any of this shit was. And there's a dude on a fucking fortress on a giant hill that you can't get up unless you build to it.
Yeah.
And he just shot everyone that came near it. And I was like, I could see this being fun, but I think that building needs to be removed. And then I started seeing people start building regularly, and then building got retarded. And the shooting in Fortnite is fine. The map is also fine. I don't have too many issues with Fortnite's gameplay. I fucking hate the building.
Yeah.
And I know that's the most unique part of it, but if that shit got removed, it'd be so much better.
Or just slow it down by like 80%. Like have it where you go to build something and it takes a while. Yeah.
It's so not fun to know you've got the drop on somebody. And then bam, we're in the space race now. It's not fucking fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. I wasn't a huge fan of that, and honestly, dude, the battle royale started to get pretty fucking stale pretty quick. I played Apex Legends when that game came out, dude. I was all over that shit.
The Apex is fun. It actually is really fun.
It's fun, but I was on it for like a week, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
The BR genre killed my favorite game. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but I think you would have liked it.
Minecraft?
SOS.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I forgot about that. You used to be like an SOS guy. I played that game once and I didn't understand it. And I was like,
I loved that game. It was fairly simple. There was 16 folks on a really nice island. And you don't have to kill anybody. You can win that game without killing a single person, which I thought was great. Like, holy shit. I've never seen a BR that said, yeah, you can work together with the residents. You don't have to kill them. And so you play it, you explore all these temples and shit, and you kill a big monster, and you get this really pretty relic. And the relic leaves a trail behind you, and you can always find someone if they have a relic. It's really easy you can track them. If you get a flare gun, shoot it up in the air, the escape chopper comes, and 3 people, so you can team up with 3 completely random people, can get out if they all have relics. And it was so fucking unique, and it was fun, but it was a social game. So when the Chinese rolled in, and there's a huge language barrier between 2 people, it gets violent really fast. And so the devs realized, we don't have too many people playing our game because it's $30 fucking with $10 worth of content. So we're just going to make it a battle royale. Well, that died faster than the original game because nobody wanted to play another non-unique battle royale.
Yeah.
And that game was so fucking promising. They just didn't listen. And it hurts my goddamn soul. I love that game so much.
You ever played like Rust?
I played a fair amount of Rust, but I never could get into it.
The best thing I've ever seen is like the Chinese clans on there. Like whenever you get into a server, the biggest base is the Chinese people. Like it's just that you can spot them on the map. They're like the fucking giant tower in the distance. That's them. And whenever they kill you, they just come. They know one word, and that's item. And so they go atom, take atom. And they're saying, I'm taking your shit. That's what they're saying. And when they're naked, they come up to you and ask, atom? Like it's just different inflections on one word, but that's all they know how to say is item. And they just sit there and steal your shit. They kill you, take it. They say item. They ask for items. That's it. And it's like, I fucking love them, man. Same thing on that game, Secret Neighbor. Dude, if you like SOS, you might like Secret Neighbor. That's a pretty fun game.
I heard Secret Neighbor's a lot like Deceit.
Yeah. Same thing as Deceit, except for more child molesty. Yeah.
What a great game quality.
Yeah. You know, if that's something you're into, you know, call me old fashioned, but I've always preferred a more urban experience, suburban experience with my molesty games. That Deceit game, it just didn't feel close enough to home, you know? I was like, nah, I can't really imagine walking through, what is it, like a medical facility or something? It's, I just don't jive with that.
It's a bunch of different shits now.
Yeah.
All sorts of different maps. We got Alberta and stuff.
Yeah, but creeping around a home with kids locked in it, that's something I can relate to. That's a game I can get behind.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. That game, it's pretty good, but once again, there's a language barrier issue. So
yeah, that's the problem with a bunch of social games. They're great, They're
Yeah.
great Twitch bait as well, which means that you'll definitely get players. But once the Chinese roll in,
Yeah.
you've got issues. You've got to be really careful of that.
Hmm.
It's just like when somebody made that official PUBG live action trailer came out, where the guy walks over, he sits down on the plane, pulls off his mask, and he just goes, "Woo!" He just I'm surprised there weren't a bunch of fucking people going, "China number one, China
Yeah.
number one."
I forgot about that. I forgot about that from PUBG. As like the plane. Yeah, you fucking fly in a plane. I forgot about that game. You fly in a plane on their way in and then you parachute down. Yeah. They
really
in the plane they always go, China number one. Yeah, dude. That just brought back some nostalgia.
I really did try to like PUBG as much as I could.
Yeah.
But that game is just it has worse shooting than Fortnite, and it doesn't have the building. And as much as it's a bonus to not have the building, it sucks being pinned down in a house and there's nothing you can do.
That game is, I think, like during its time it was huge. Like it was,
oh my god, it broke so many records.
Yeah, it was so awesome. Just because at the time we were like really big into DayZ, and I saw that game, I was like, oh my god, it's like DayZ, but you guaranteed PvP. How many times have you played DayZ and you're just playing for 8 hours and you don't fucking see anybody? That game was like, it was like DayZ, but you guaranteed saw people. In fact, there's 100 people around you, and by God, you're gonna see more as the game closes in. And I thought that was like an awesome thing. And that fucking douchebag Frankie on PC, he made a couple videos on it. Like that guy hadn't posted anything for like 6 months. And then PUBG comes out, and I think they waved a bunch of money in his face, and so he made a video for him. And he, I saw it on his channel, and I was like, God damn, that looks awesome. And so I made sure to get it. Dude, I got the press release. When that game first came out, I applied for the press release.
And you got it?
And I got it. And it came with PlayerUnknown's jacket and his scarf and his boots and everything. It was like a unique thing. And I put that shit up on the marketplace, dude, doing that cryptocurrency swag that I have. And I put that shit up on the marketplace. It got $700 for the trench coat. I think 400 for the scarf thing. The boots sold for like $45 or something. Pants sold for like 60. I made a shitload of money on that, but I couldn't get it out of Steam. Like it was just, I was like, I really wish I could pay some bills with this.
Yeah. Holy shit. That's the one issue I have with the Steam marketplace. But I guess it's a good thing because you can't have kids getting swindled out of their good items.
Yeah.
For the promise of fake money.
Yeah.
It's just you hate to see it happen. You sell something really good, you get a hella good paycheck, and it's stuck in your fucking crypto miner.
Right. Remember that YouTuber that he was that guy that all he did was CS:GO knives or whatever?
You mean all of them?
Well, he had a fucking like McLaren F1 or something that he had gotten off of CS:GO knives. He would sell them on like those third-party websites.
Yeah.
And then he they locked his account. They trade locked his account. So there was like $700,000 worth of knives just stuck in limbo. And then he saw it, got in his fucking car and drove into oncoming traffic and killed himself.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm absolutely serious.
Oh my God.
And the worst part is like he not only did he kill himself, but the fucking people he ran into, it was like a family of 4. He killed all them too. But
oh my God. What
really
a
sucked.
fucking waste of skin.
Yeah, what an idiot.
If you're gonna kill yourself, do it quietly. Don't fucking, that's for a family? Oh my God. But did you see what they did to keys as of recent?
Nah.
You can't trade CS:GO keys anymore.
Why would you want to trade a key anyways? Why don't you just open something with it?
People are using those keys
as currency.
The
classic.
Like there's folks saying, "I'll give you 32 keys for it." Now they're not doing that anymore, and I'm not sure because the way it works in TF2 is, and I don't know if this changed, but this was way back during like 2009, I think.
Bills and buds.
If you opened up a crate with a key that was untradeable, the item was untradeable. So I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't think it will be, but I don't think it. I think it might be now. So I think they may have done something to their. All I'm saying is that if you have a key that you bought before that update hit, you got a really expensive key.
Huh.
Like really fucking expensive. I think they're worth like I'll check now, but I think they're worth like a fuckload.
Do you remember? Did you ever play Diablo 2?
Yeah, the one by Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Blizzard turned into the fuck shack it is now, but
human rights, fuck up. Whoop.
Not just that, I hated them. I hated them since 2004. You know, called me an old fag or something, but I hated them the second they fired everybody from Blizzard North who developed Diablo 2. They're like, hey, we'll fire all these guys and make World of Warcraft. And I saw World of Warcraft. I never played it. And I was like, that's the lamest shit in the world. To go from Diablo 2 that had such a beautifully sculpted world and image to World of Warcraft. It was like such a downgrade. And that game had gold in it, but the gold was worth nothing. So the new like item of trade was it was a ring called a Stone of Jordan. And so people just shortened it to SOJ or Soj. And you would come into rooms and people would be like, I'll trade you that for 35 Sojas. And like, it was just, people had stashes full of these fucking rings and you'd go on specific like farming runs to get them. And I remember Diablo 3 came out. Were you hyped for that at all? Did you play it on release?
No, I was, I wasn't engrossed into PC gaming.
Just at that point? Gotcha.
I was more of a Minecraft kid when Diablo 3 came out.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I mean, that's not a bad thing. I
was on that grind.
Yeah, that's still good.
I don't care what anybody says. The Minecraft, dude, there ain't nothing wrong with liking that game.
Man.
There has never been nothing wrong with liking that game.
You know what? I respect any game where you can mod it and turn it into anything else. You know what I mean? Like even Roblox, like people shit on Roblox, dude. Phantom Forces, that game's a fucking banger. That game where you sit there and try to survive like earthquakes and shit, and you just run around on the map with a bunch of other 8-year-olds. That's an awesome game. There's nothing wrong with that. I love games like that. That's why Gary's mod is awesome.
I've seen the Siege, Dead by Daylight, and Doom equivalent of Roblox, and I've genuinely surprised.
Yeah, there's a DayZ version of Roblox that is actually kind of good. It's not bad at all.
I guess my experiences with Roblox was way back when internet was shit.
Yeah.
And I played it on like some Acer desktop that had no graphics card and it couldn't load even like a small game. So every time I think of Roblox, I think, how are you guys playing this? How are you loading in? Oh, my bad. I'm just fucking old. That's all it is.
That's probably back when like Acer was like the Kia of computer companies.
Yeah.
You know, now they don't make bad shit they still have consumer level crap, but they do make some good stuff if you shop around. But like back in the day, Acer came out and it was just ass. I don't think they made a single thing that was worth buying. You know, I'm fucking pissed off. Half my shit I bought is breaking. Now that I think about it, I think I own like these Acer monitors and the things are fucking breaking. And I tried to, was it RMA or whatever, where you contact their support? Yeah. They're less than a year old. I did everything that like the support told me to do to contact them. I haven't heard a peep back. They just ignored me. I'm like, your shit's breaking, dude. The monitor's like 6 months old. It's fucking breaking on me. I got like these weird lines at the top where like the pixels above the line are flickering.
Yeah.
And they haven't been touched, man. They're just sitting up here and for some reason they're shattering at the top. It's weird.
Well, speaking of shit breaking, I'm a little upset. What VR headset to use? I noticed you opened up that new one just recently in that sponsored video.
Dude, gotta get that bread, bro. Yeah, I got a Vive.
I don't blame you. I'm saying, what do you have right now? What do you use if you use it?
I got a Vive.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got that Oculus Quest. I think I might give that to my brother. He really liked the super hot VR thing. One thing
that was fun as shit.
Yeah. Dude, one thing I couldn't show in the video because they didn't want there to be any sort of hint towards there being a possibility of someone injuring themselves. But I had my brother with playing super hot VR, and Abby was in the room, my wife. And my brother just like sees this guy in the game and he comes across the room and fucking sucker punches Abby in the gut.
Oh my God.
He fucking came up like Mike Tyson in 1985. Cracked her right in the ribs. And she was like, oh, and like got pushed up against the fucking blinds in the room. And
dude, I would have shit myself. I would have laughing so fucking hard.
well, it's funny because I don't know if you ever seen my brother. He's like a big fat guy. And this guy, like, all of a sudden, he just whipped into action and like crossed my office faster than I've ever seen him move. He like forgot he forgot he was in virtual reality. Just ran across the room and punched her right in the gut. Yeah, dude, super hot though. That's a pretty great game. You know, if that Oculus Quest thing, if it was able to run better things, it would be awesome. Like if it was able to run like Onward, if you ever played that, or like Pavlov,
Yeah.
I would totally be into it.
It can't run Pavlov?
I don't think Pavlov's been ported to it, and I can't imagine it running it very well.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I've got. I ran a thing because folks love it when I play Subnautica for some reason, and I think I don't really understand.
That's what made you big, man.
Though.
That's like I keep getting
actually
comments.
it was a couple folks. It was Subnautica got noticed.
Yeah.
But before that, it was Payday 2, because the Payday 2 community has no good content creators, other than like when Sir Crackerbulb was there. But he's not. I don't think he makes them anymore. But it was Soviet Womble that really helped. And I don't know if you know him. He's some British guy that puts text on videos, and he's with Cyanide and all that. He's got a group of folks that he makes videos with.
Yeah.
I played a joke that I said, "Hey, I don't have any legs," when I was hanging out with him. And this joke went on for 6 months. It was just a joke. That's all it was. It was supposed to be an inside joke to see who would fall for it. I didn't realize that they had a superiority or a disability complex. Because when I said I had no legs, every person that refused to talk to any of the randoms that showed up commonly wouldn't leave me alone. The second they found out that I could have been in a wheelchair, I was talk of the team speak.
Yeah.
Until finally, one of my good friends, she said, "I've seen him walk around before," because we did a New Year's Eve webcam thing where we would all hang out as the year turned over. And she goes, "I've seen him walk around. You guys are all retarded." And this all went on for 6 months. They pulled me into like their stream with like 12,000 people in it or something and said, "Do you have legs?" I said, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The jig was up.
Yeah.
And message after message. "Why did you lie? Why did you lie? You just wanted the clout. You wanted the clout." And I was like, it was a joke. It was a joke for half a year.
Yeah.
And none of them even want to talk to me anymore. I didn't do it to be their friends. I did it because it was funny. And it was fucking hilarious when it was working.
What, they think you were like you had lost them in an accident, or
the story I came up with was I got hit by a truck and the jaws of life had to come through with action.
Oh.
But after all of that,
and they didn't see right through that. That's obvious.
Nope, they didn't see it at all. And so,
and who is this?
This was a guy named Soviet Womble.
Soviet Womble.
The video that I'm in is the Viscera cleanup detail one, and is Dead by Daylight one. But after folks saw that, people just went right over to my channel, and I wanted to make it very clear. I said, "Hey, I did not do this for clout. It was a joke." Yeah. I even went to his Reddit and said, "I'm not a part of their little inclusive group. I'm not a part of ZF or their little group. I'm not a part of it. I don't want to take any of that because that's not fair." Just like I think Stalt says he doesn't want to write off your popularity, and I didn't want to write off of Soviets. I just wanted to make it clear that it was a joke. No one believed me. So now I have loads of subscribers that ask where Soviet is, loads of subscribers that ask where my feet are, and loads of people that fucking hate me for lying when I wasn't even a lie. It was a joke.
Well, and, do you ever have like face cam?
No, I don't like. I got doxxed. I don't really show my face or my name.
Oh, okay.
It's really scary seeing someone else's DMs with your fucking address on it.
Yeah.
It's really scary. It's not fun.
Yeah, I can imagine that. There's a fucking kid in my neighborhood that knows where I live. He knows who I am. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah, he was trick or treating, and like I gave him a bunch of candy, and he just like after I give him candy, he goes to walk away. He just goes, "Enjoy those vids," and he just fucking walked away. No,
well, dude, what a power play!
Yeah, I was after I gave him candy. I wish I could fucking snatch it back. I was standing there like a fucking idiot in my Freddie Flintstone outfit, so I wasn't gonna chase him barefoot through the street, but. He seems like he's a pretty cool kid, and if people start showing up at my doorstep, I know where he lives. So, but no, I got rid of my fucking Facebook because of that. Because I knew that, like, I can have my stuff as private and as locked down as possible, right?
Yeah,
but
you can have it deleted; it'll still be found.
It can still be found, but I noticed that I can't make my extended family have a closed down account. And like my mother-in-law didn't understand that because she would go like, "Hey, going out to," she would say like some stupid shit like we're at some Chinese restaurant. She's like at Chinese restaurant with Sam, and she'd like tag me and stuff. And then, first of all, I'm like, why do you want people on Facebook to know you're not at your home? Just asking to get broken into. And then she was like, "Well, the people on Facebook are my friends." I'm like, "No, they're not." She's like, "They're on my friends list." I'm like, "You're friends with like your coworker's son. Do you really know him? Do you know him? Like, for all you know, statistically speaking, you've passed by or talked to someone that's probably going to end up murdering somebody else in their life. Like,
Maybe.
Why the fuck would you want to ever disclose that information?" Not only that, but because her shit was wide open, people were able to, and mine was closed down. The link is still there. Like they can find my profile through her, like linking that I'm at Chinese place with Sam. So I closed that shit down. I just closed it down because they could find through my name, they could find her profile and then all my family members, even if they had that shit private, they could find their names, you know? And I was like, I'm not even going to start with that. So I just deleted it. Yep. But then I had a podcast with my brother. And ever since then, like the game's over, man. People like my brother's like, dude, after that episode, his name wasn't in there. Nothing, but like somehow he's gotten like hundreds of requests to be his friend on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I guess they just figured out who you are. But he's like, there's like an awful lot of 16-year-old kids asking to be my friend on Facebook. I don't fucking know these guys because he's like double their age. He doesn't want to be fucking friends with them. But I'm still curious how people figure it out. It's weird.
Do you ever have folks when you go to a family gathering or something and they talk about what you do?
Yeah, and none of them get it.
It's so I have a pretty large extended family.
Yeah.
And none of them are even related to me. They're all step relators, relators. But I still love them to death. We had an early Thanksgiving 2 Mondays ago because that was when all of our family was in.
Yeah.
I said, screw it, I'm not going to say no to free food. And one of my cousins comes in, this big, brawny 50-year-old dude. He goes hunting all the time. His name is Sam. Dude's great.
Sounds awesome. I like him already.
Dude, Sam's amazing. He's always cool. He's got antlers that he harvested himself on the bumper of his big rig truck. I don't even know if that's legal, but he has.
No, I don't think it is.
And they're fucking cool. Yeah. But he comes over, gives me big old handshake with the big fucking sausage link fingers he has. He goes, "So how's that YouTube going?" I'm like, "Oh fuck." All these people in this house that I love dearly know that my career that I pay my rent with is the most embarrassing fucking thing that I don't like talking about. No, what do you do? I play video games.
Dude, I am not like embarrassed by it, but there's this fucking generational gap where they don't understand it. And I've tried explaining it to them. They're like, "So how's your business? How do you make money again?" I'm like, haven't you people ever fucking seen TV? That's how it's the same thing. You know, like Conan O'Brien, where he's being a fucking idiot on TV.
Yeah.
And then you ever notice that every 10 minutes there's a gap where you're watching pharmaceutical commercials and shit about I've fallen down the stairs and I can't get up. That's what's paying him. That's how I get paid. And you know how Conan O'Brien is really contributing nothing to society? That's me. That's my job. I'm that idiot, but on a small scale on the internet. And they don't get it. They can't wrap their head around it. I tried telling them it's like a radio show or something. I don't know.
I tried to explain it to my pops because I used to be a secretary for his shop, and there was nothing for me to fucking do because I was supposed to answer the phones, but he would always answer them anyway. So I just watched Twitch because his YouTube on his. I didn't want to log into my YouTube on that computer.
Yeah.
So I didn't know who to watch, so I just went to Twitch. And he comes over and he goes, "What are you watching?" I'm just watching this dude play this. He goes, "Why?" Because he's better at it than I am, and it's just interesting to watch. And he goes, "But why don't you play it?" And so I can't play it on this computer. I play it on my computer at the house.
Just say, "Dad, it's like porn." This guy's better at it than me. Well, why don't you do it? I'm not gonna fuck somebody in the fucking foyer to your business. It's exactly video game stuff. Yeah, video game shit is exactly like porn. You're just watching somebody that's better than you. That's usually what it is.
He just could not grasp the situation that I was watching somebody else play a video game, and he saw a notification. It was like Shroud or something or other. He's playing Apex, and somebody gave Shroud like $50, and my pops goes, "Whoa, what does that say?" And it said, "Donated $50. Why?" And he goes, "Why did he just get $50 for playing a game?" And I said, "Yeah, someone just gave him $50 for it." And he goes, "Why don't you do that?" And I said, "Dad, I do that. This is what I do. This is how I buy food for myself." And he goes, "Oh, are you making a lot?" I said, and I showed him my PayPal because he didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And this was when it was just starting. And I saved every cent because my pops would always give me a paycheck as well. I had like $3,000 just sitting in my PayPal. He was shitting himself. He thought I was sitting in my room day after day,
just whacking off, doing nothing.
Just jacking off all day, doing nothing. Because he keeps thinking like, "Oh, why don't you hang out with any of your pals from high school?" Literally all my friends moved state.
Not only that, but that's probably what you're doing.
I was supposed to go with them. I didn't. So I'm stuck in Texas with nothing.
Yeah.
All my friends from high school left. So I stayed at home making thousands of dollars doing nothing. And my stepmom is getting mad at me. She's like, "Well, what are you going to do with anything? Like, you're not making any money." I showed her my PayPal, and that hit her hard because I make more money than she does, and she owns half the house that I used to live in.
I never showed my mom, dude. She thought I was wasting my time,
dude,
which I was. I was wasting my time for so long. Yeah.
I tried so hard. I didn't want them to know because I wanted it to be a secret, or I wanted it to be as like, "Hey, I'm just enjoying myself." Now it's, "Hey, I sit on my ass all day editing, doing what I love, and I can live off that." And they just don't get it.
Yeah. Or I've had people get mad at me because like I don't have to deal with a boss or something like that. That's usually what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, because you can usually do what you like, but you're still in a corporate environment, you know?
Yeah.
I think they would be less mad if...
You still have to treat it professionally.
No, I feel like everybody in my family would be less mad at me or less like jealous or judgmental if I was still doing exactly what I was doing now, but at like Rooster Teeth, where I had a boss that was like, "You need to do this video then." The fact that I just wake up and like I have clothes on now optionally, like just cause you know, my back window's open. I don't want someone walking by and I'm naked. But like, I don't have to have clothes on. I don't have to be doing this. I could be doing something else. I was eating chicken tendies like 5 minutes ago, like right before we started this. Like, it's just the fact that I could do what I want is what pisses them off more than anything. Because my mom loves her job, but she has to deal with her boss.
Yep.
And the fact that I am completely unreined infuriates most people. It infuriates them.
I tried to explain to my father what Patreon was, and I really did not want to use it because it didn't seem right that I've closed it down 3 times. But
Yeah.
now it pays my rent and I need it. It's a requirement. And I cannot thank the generosity of those people enough because they don't need to be doing that. And I feel terrible. But as time goes on, I realize that this is what I do for a living. This is how I live on my own.
Yeah.
And I try to explain it to family because they just don't understand. And they're like, so wait, you wait, you, and I'm like, I go home or I wake up, I get cereal, I edit, upload, and then I jack off. That's my daily schedule.
Pee pee poo poo joke in between
go.
with OBS open.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And they don't get it. And the only response is, all right, boomer, there's nothing else I can say. That's all there is.
You know what?
It.
I think a big problem with this is we live in like the Baptist Bible Belt. That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
People
live in the Bible Belt.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because there's like my wife's friends, their husbands. I feel like there's a huge generational gap between these people, and some of them are younger than me. I'm like, dude, this guy is, they've tried to get me to hang out with him. He's fucking like 27 and he plays golf all day. I'm like, you are a fucking boomer and you are younger than me. This guy's fucking old. And he's like, and he doesn't own a computer. He has a cell phone, but he's like one of those hold it in one hand, poke it with the other hand kind of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're just, it's not going to fucking jive. We're not on the same wavelength. We're just not on the same wavelength. But it's definitely an area type thing. Because I feel like my friend Aqua FPS, he's another YouTuber. You probably know him. He lives up in New York City. He has none of these problems. None of them. He's in fucking New York City. His parents are like, oh shit, how many followers you got, dog? Oh, that's tight. That's tight as fuck. Like, they just know. I'm sure they just understand.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. No, there is no, oh my God. There is no way I could walk outside and say, hey, guess what I do for a living?
Without someone just going, fuck you.
I know.
Or a bunch of questions. Yeah. You know what really gets me though is like, this used to be the mentality back in the day. It's not so much anymore, but it's still pretty big. Is that once you pass like 10,000 subs, people are like, dude, this guy obviously has a Lambo. This guy's fucking killing it.
That's what it was when I uploaded my first couple payday videos. I went from 500, which I felt was like great. I had worked for that.
Yeah.
All the way up to 1,000, and then I uploaded the second payday video, 2,000, 3,000, and then the third one, and then fourth and fifth, and they weren't as good as the first one, but regardless, I had hit 7,000 and then 10,000. I was so happy, and one of my college friends asked about it because I must have let it slip or something, and I said, "Yeah, I've got like 10,000 right now," and it didn't even mean anything to me.
Yeah. And he goes, wait, dog, you a millionaire?
And he goes, no, this is a serious, it's retarded that you brought this up, but this is a serious thing that he said. He said, you have 10,000 subs. What are you doing at a community college? Are you fucking, really?
Yeah. It's
still living with my folks, man. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Dude, what I was saying earlier about like hiding money, like I didn't tell my mom what I made. I was living, me and my wife were living, it was before we got married. Me and my girlfriend were living with my mom, and like they thought I was just like a bum, right? Which I am still. I'm just a bum that happens to have a house and make money, but it's still a bum. And I was just storing all my money from YouTube, just like scurrying it away, right? Like a rat. And I wasn't spending it. And then one day I just I told my mom, like, she was yeah, this is kind of scummy because now that I think about it, um, she probably wanted help with bills.
Oh.
But I didn't tell her that I had money. And then all of a sudden I was like, yeah, Mom, me and Abby are gonna get married, and then we're gonna buy a house. And she was like, with what money? And I'm like, oh yeah, I have a down payment for a house, like just sitting here that I had been saving up. And she was like, wait, what? I think at the time I had like, this was from when the fuck did I get married? 4 years ago. So from 2013 until 2015, because we've been married 4 years, I saved like 80% of what I made, and I had like $20,000 in the bank, which now that I hear that add up was not a lot of money per month. But I wasn't spending anything because I didn't go anywhere. And so like that was me just making Skyrim Let's Plays. So I had $20,000 from like all of my Skyrim money put together, right? And that fucking baffled her mind. She was like, wait a second. You're not just upset. I thought you just had a porn addiction. You're actually doing stuff up there? I was like, yeah. I'm not just screaming at the fucking computer for no reason. There's something, but there was a method to my madness. Don't worry.
There's a video that people love. It's the Bulli series because everybody loves Bulli. Bulli's a great game.
Yeah.
And I made 2 videos on it. And I will always, always regret this. I have to sift through 12-hour, 14-hour VODs to grab some footage sometimes because I'm not smart enough to record. And so there was a mission in Bulli where you help a woman prove that her man is cheating. Well, the man in question, his pathing is, if Jimmy is too close, get aggro. If Jimmy is not aggro, immediately start kissing the nearest person. So I got too close, which pissed him off, which is like, why would you get mad at a kid with a camera for no reason? But regardless, he gets mad. I back away. He tells me to go fuck myself and immediately starts kissing the male construction worker that walked up 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
And I fucking started crying and shitting myself. And I will always, always regret that I didn't put that in the video because I couldn't find it out of 14 hours.
Ooh. Damn, that sucks.
It really, really does. And I will always regret it.
Do you use OBS?
Yeah, it's better than the Streamlabs OBS, which deleted all of my fucking scenes randomly.
You need to embrace something called replay buffer that's in OBS. And it's just it's this setting where you just hit a button, you set up a hotkey for it, you hit a button and it just saves the last 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you set it to, of footage. That way, if something doesn't happen for an hour, you don't have an hour's worth of footage to go through. You just save
That's fucking ingenious.
Yeah, you should really look into that because I used to be in your boat like a year ago. No, you want to hear my ultimate idea for you ever have like an idea for a video that's so great, but that you're not fucking Mr. Beast, so you don't feel like orchestrating this whole thing, Yep. I had this idea for, in Rust, there is a server that just kind of got popular where someone did like a scale replica of the world map. So there's the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific, everything. There's all the land masses. You can go to Africa. You can go to anywhere, right? And and I was sitting there thinking, like, and people do all this stupid shit where they're like, oh, fuck, attack on New York City, like that kind of video. And I was like, dude, how great would it be if I go in there and I also contact all these other Rust YouTubers, smaller ones that I know that know life the game, really. And I set them to go to specific places on the map, and we recreate the Soviet Union. So we have a federation. We got Belarus. We got Uzbekistan. We got Kazakhstan. We got Russia. We got fucking I don't know, Estonia. You have you got Ukraine. You got all those fucking places. You have bases in each place, and you work together to make a block, an Eastern Bloc. I don't know what you do after that, but I don't have it roughed out, but I know that we would section off a whole section of the map to be like the USSR rebirthed, you know, and we would have fucking anywhere you could put a sign on that map. We'd have signs everywhere with like, I have this friend Bizzlesnaff that's really good at painting. He would fucking paint beautiful linen statues on the stupid wooden plank signs. You know, you could do so many stupid things on there, but every time I see people's videos on it, it's always like visiting Florida and Rust. Like it's never anything like that has any historical funny significance. It's a world map. You could do anything on there, you know?
The world map is whatever. I've seen it 100 times. The Soviet Union, that's a once in a lifetime.
That's a what, dude, you could do anything. You could have like if you settle in Japan and you see someone, you know, in let's say, I don't know, in the Korean Peninsula, you could make like an entire video themed after like the Sino-Russian War or whatever from like 1917. You know, you could do so many funny things there, but nobody is doing any of that. I guess it's because they don't want to get in trouble with like rehashing some sort of historically ethnic war. You know, I'm sure there might be some toes you don't want to step on there. But
well, I guess some folks think that, hey, the algorithm sees Soviet Union bad,
USSR recreated, you know,
bad.
Oh man, I would love to do that because I know. What's funny is I'm not really that big of a Rust guy, but I know a lot of Rust YouTubers. I know a lot of them, and we could do it. We could do it in a heartbeat.
There is someone, I forget his name, that he's got, I don't know how many, over 1 million subs.
Yeah.
And he puts so much production value into his Rust videos that it actually is kind of impressive. And I'm not saying Rust is bad. It has a popular player base for a reason, but it's not my type of game.
Are you talking about Wellen?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's it.
All right, does Rust videos get like 2 million views at least hit? Like
every time.
He's the only person that does that. You know what's funny about him is his videos get more views than Rust has players.
Yeah, I could see that.
That doesn't fucking make sense.
The way he does it is he will put a David Attenborough tier commentary over it.
Yeah.
Before it happens. And it's kind of cringy at first. And then you're like, oh, if he hadn't done this commentary, I wouldn't know what the fuck's going on right now. So you see its significance.
Yeah.
He spawns in and some folks meet him and they say, want to come to my base? And immediately, without skipping a beat, so these brand new people start inviting me into their base. I better watch myself or there's going to be issues. And then he kills them all because it's just they're violent.
You know, he's an interesting guy because those videos, they certainly have like their audience, and he's what's funny, I've met him before in real life in Seattle, and that guy is, first of all, I thought he was fucking British. From his narration, he sounds like he's like British or something. I meet him. He's just a guy from Cincinnati. He's not even fucking British. And I think I'd watched one of his videos, and I think from that one, I thought he was British for some reason. And then I meet him, and he sounds like he's gonna be this sniveling fucking nerd. And then I meet him, and he's fucking jacked. The guy is fucking thigh muscles are huge. He looks like but he's like 5'3", so he's got like a Napoleon thing going on. But he's. But he's like
Chris Ray Gun.
He is so fucking jacked, but he's like tiny, but he's like, you know how some people put on like an act for their videos, like they amp themselves up, you know, before a video. This guy is that level 24/7. He like we're walking down the road and he's just fucking, his eyebrows are up and he's like smiling. I swear to God, he's on coke. He has to be on something. He has to be on a stimulant. Nobody is that fucking geared. It was like 11:30 at night. I'm sitting there like wiping my eyes. I'm ready to go back to the hotel room. I've had a full day of traveling. This guy woke up, probably fucking cranked out 1,000 crunches in his hotel room, went to the PAX thing, talked to a bunch of his fans because he had fucking 8-year-olds lined up around the corner as far as the eye could see, waiting for him to sign pumpkins and shit. And then And then by the like, we go out to eat. We're talking all day. I'm fucking tired. That was a full day of shit for me. And this guy looks like he's ready to go for another round. Like he is. I'm like, he has to be sneaking away and doing coke or something. Like, there's no way this guy's that fucking amped. But he's a pretty cool guy, dude. Have you ever met like other
I was just
YouTubers?
ripping on him for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah, you can't not rip on someone. Come on. There's. Have you ever met like another YouTuber IRL?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah. I met Brown Man. I think his name is Ray from Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
Brown Man. I met him.
Oh yeah, you're like in you're in their stomping
Texas.
grounds. Yeah, you're right there.
Austin, where Rooster Teeth is at, is about 4 hours from me.
Dude.
Not enough for me to want to fucking go there though.
Go get a job at Rooster Teeth, man.
I really wanted to, but you know how they hire? You have to have an internship from a college.
What?
You have to, and then they pick you up.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't. It's not my thing, and I'm mostly into cameras anyway. They need VFX people. They're all about that.
Yeah.
I met Brown Man. I met Jack. I almost met Gavin. I think he just kind of got swept away by the kids. I was like, he doesn't need me bothering him. And then, do you know who Kraken is?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw him, but did not meet him.
Kraken, he does like a lot of VR stuff, right?
I think he used to.
Yeah. I remember when I first got my VR headset, I know Charborg. Do you know Charborg?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, Charborg's fucking hilarious, man. And he's such a wholesome, great guy too. And I talked to him, and I'm like anything but, you know. And I fucking talked to him, and I was like, dude, I see you play with Kraken all the time, and I know Kraken has a VR headset. Is there any way you can like hook us up? Because I need someone to play like VR with. I don't have anybody. And Charborg and all of his nice, super courteous ways said, I'm not introducing him to you. Not in a million fucking years would I do that to him. What's wrong with you, you fucking idiot? I was like, come on, man. I ain't got nobody to play VR with. I got Brian, and he's just relegated that thing to watching VR porn, and that's it. So I was just alone for a long time. But because he's always playing something in VR, and I thought it would be hilarious to get with somebody. But I think he usually streams, and I'm not. I don't think I'm considered stream safe.
No, not on Twitch. No, you can do it on YouTube. Nobody will care.
But not on Twitch. Yeah. You ever? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 23.
You ever like well, you're in your mid-20s. I guess it doesn't count. But in a couple of years, you'll sit there and look around and go, there's people that are blank age that have already accomplished blank by now. Yeah. And like, I don't know. Like, for example, when I turned 28, I realized that the women that sometimes I'm whacking off to in porn are exactly 1 decade younger than me. That's a little bit unsettling. 1 whole decade, which means when I was 18, they were 8. That's not good. I'm like, I might go watch a little bit of granny porn to make me feel a little bit better.
That's the thing about that kind of stuff. Like, the age gap is really, that shit's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And I'm not 28, so these girls are a little bit more closer to my age. But the thing is about me is that older bitches,
Do you think as you get older,
younger than me? I never have.
Yeah. Do you think as you get older, you'll be more attracted to people your age?
Oh, I will be so fucking set in stone, dude. Like, crow's feet.
Wait, do you
is
that hot or not hot?
No, that's me breaking No Nut November right there.
Oh, okay.
No, you know what it fucking did it? Texas teachers, I don't know what went through their head. I don't know if they came straight off of college thinking that this shit was like High School Musical. All my teachers have been over 30 and smoking fucking hot. And that's probably what did it to me.
Yeah.
So older women are hot as shit to me. And that has just never changed.
You know, there was in middle school, there was this fucking English teacher we had that was so hot, man. It was
Tell me about it. What was she like? What was she like?
She was like 30, right? And dude, she had like a skirt, right? This one day, she had a short skirt on, and she went to the bathroom. And I didn't see this firsthand. I heard about this.
You heard her go to the bathroom?
No, I heard.
How hard was she pissing, dude?
I heard her brapping through the. No, I heard about this because this was every boy talking about this, right? She went to the bathroom, came back, and her fucking skirt was caught up in her underwear where her ass cheek was hanging out.
Oh my god!
And like every fucking kid in that classroom turned into like those 1940s cartoons with like the wolves when they would see a hot chick and they're like howling at the moon. Oh god! Oh, and doing that fucking thing, and like everybody was just, but it was like dead quiet. They're all just doing that in their mind, just looking at that ass cheek going by.
Because you know the first person to mention it
oh dude, it was this girl, Goody Two Shoes. I'm surprised they didn't find her fucking head cut off on a pike out front the school the next day. But she was like, teacher, your skirt needs adjusting. And she's like, oh my God, oh goodness. And ever since that moment, I've thought about this. Like, whenever they like news breaks and they're like, oh my, this teacher is a pedophile for sleeping with this teenage boy, right? I think we were in like 8th grade. And I wonder how close that classroom was to becoming something of national concern. There was a heavy amount of male to female ratio in that room. There could have been a raping on some man. Like, do you remember fucking like middle school, like walking down the hallway? I don't know if this is just me, but like uncontrollable boners happening, and you would have to like block them with your binder. Like
that seems to be growing
like,
the fuck up, Sam. Yeah. Everybody's done that.
Yeah, like could you imagine just middle of the day, it's 2:00, and you get eye assaulted by a teacher's beautiful fucking ass cheek in a thong? I
don't know what I'd do, man. I'd probably just fucking die from blood loss.
I remember just going to the bathroom, cranking it out in middle school. I've done it. I think we've all done it. You're just like, dude, I'm trying. There's a math quiz next period. Fuck! And you just go into the bath, like you gotta concentrate, and you fucking can't.
You ever look at the number 3 and you're like, look at that.
Oh, yeah, to us it's a number 3, but you're into old chicks, so you draw it a little bit saggier. You know, you get a little bit of point on those 3s.
I rest my water bottle on it so the ink
fucking drains down a little bit.
Dilutes a little bit. Yeah. I had kind of a similar situation in I think it was sixth grade. My history teacher was not the most attractive, but she had a rack.
Like but she was female. That was the thing.
Female. That was the thing.
When you're a teenager, it's female.
I must not have noticed because I was too busy like getting fucking bullied, and I was just thinking about fucking just beating up the kid behind me or whatever. But everyone, and I mean everyone in my class, was trying to talk to me about what she was wearing. I was like, what? What's she wearing? The teacher didn't wear a fucking bra, and everybody saw.
Oh
just
shit!
Straight through her shirt, and I was just too focused on other things to notice.
Oh, dude, that's a game changer. That would be like back then, dude. That would have been a. Wait, okay, hold it. You're 23, so when you were in high school, like what year was that?
I don't even remember. I graduated 2015.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say like when I was in like middle school, like I remember going home and like loading up images of porn. Not even videos, just images. So like getting like a real life glimpse of something was a game changer. That'd be like a week at least of just memory faps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Life
has changed, dude.
Definitely.
Thanks to internet porn, women don't mean a damn thing to me anymore.